22nd, 2026. Mexico wakes up in total chaos. Highways blocked by burning vehicles, supermarkets set on fire, airports in panic, and flights canceled. At first glance, it seems like the beginning of a civil war. But this wave of simultaneous violence is the desperate reaction to one single piece of news.
I heard they already got they new leader too, boy. So I don't know how that shit finna go.
Oseguera Cervantes, better known as El Mencho, the leader of the extremely powerful and bloodthirsty Jalisco New Generation cartel, has been killed. After years of a manhunt, the elusive drug lord has met his end. To understand the enormity of what happened in February 2026, we must take a step back and understand who was the man that terrorized an entire nation. Born in 1966 in Michoacan, El Mencho did not love public life and the spotlight like other drug traffickers. He was a ghost, a man who guided his empire from the shadows. In the 80s, at the age of only 19 years old, he was arrested in San Francisco for dealing heroin. After being convicted and subsequently deported from the United States.
It's crazy too. I feel like if he never got arrested in the US, I feel like they wouldn't even know who the fuck he is. I feel like that's the only reason they know. This was so raw. He ain't had no pictures. He ain't had no video. It was only like two recent pictures of him. You know what I'm saying?
Even worked as a local police officer before passing definitively to the other side of the barricade. His true rise, however, begins around 2009 when he founds the Jalisco New Generation cartel. The CJNG became, in a few years, the fastest growing criminal organization in the world. In addition to flooding the United States with fentanyl and methamphetamines, the cartel of El Mencho distinguished itself by a disturbing characteristic: its paramilitary.
What's up, y'all? This video is sponsored by Cowsheet. Cowsheet is the largest prediction market in the whole US of A. It's an app where you can predict whether things will or will not happen. You can literally make real money by predicting what you think is going to happen in real world events. Do you think the Thunder is going to win the NBA championship? Or do you think the Detroit Pistons got it this year? You can even predict who's going to be the NBA Finals MVP winner. Or you can go even crazier and predict if you think Donald Trump is going to pardon Diddy or not. If you predict anything and get it right, you got a real nice payday coming your way. You can even predict if GTA 6 is going to come out on the day they said it was and not get pushed back again. I'm tired of that. So basically, you buy a yes contract if you think the event is going to happen, and you buy a no contract if you think the event is not going to happen. And if you want that real money, you can increase your already great payday by using combos. Combos is going to multiply your winnings if you correctly predict what's going to happen in multiple events. Combos is the real way to go. You want to sock it to your pocket like a rocket? You better get on them combos, man. Go to the link in the description or in the pinned comment and download the app right now and start getting some of that money, man. It's too much money out here for you to be missing out, man. Shit. Go download that app right now. Use the promo code MAC to get $10 after you trade your first $10. Don't ever say I ain't do nothing for you, and don't ever say Mac Moolah ain't put you on to none of that moolah. Peace out.
Power, explosive drones, rocket launchers, and an unprecedented ferocity that spared neither rivals, nor civilians, nor high state officials. But how do you catch a criminal who has at his disposal a private army? The answer arrived from a fatal mistake exploited by Mexican intelligence in close collaboration with the United States. And, as often happens in the history of great criminal bosses, the weak point was his inner circle. The secret agents, monitoring the movements of one of the romantic partners of Oseguera, discover a scheduled meeting in an isolated ranch in the mountains of Tapalpa. It is the opportunity they had been waiting for years. In the hours that precede the dawn of Sunday, February 22nd, the trap is sprung. Special forces and infantry, supported by helicopters, surround the area. But the reception is brutal. The personal guard of El Mencho opens fire with grenade launchers and heavy weapons to cover the escape of the boss, who throws himself desperately into the thick surrounding woods. El Mencho is tracked down among the trees, severely wounded by bullets together with 2 of his bodyguards. He is captured alive.
Damn.
The military authorities organize an emergency air transfer towards a hospital in Mexico City, hoping to save him to put him on trial. But it is too late. Nemesio Oseguera Cervantes.
Y'all think they actually tried to save him? Or y'all think they like fake let him die type?
Dies in
Hold on,
flight.
folks.
At 59 years
Just gonna
old,
start playing
the
me.
reign of terror of El Mencho closes. But such a rapid, lethal, and ruthless rise could not pass unnoticed beyond the border. For the United States, the Jalisco cartel was not only a criminal organization, but a true and proper threat to national security. The American Anti-Drug Agency considered El Mencho the #1 responsible for the fentanyl epidemic, the synthetic drug that was literally devastating the streets and cities
that
of
shit
the
is
United States.
people up,
For this
man.
reason, on his head was placed one of the highest bounties ever offered in the history of
15 million.
crime. $15 million. Behind the
That's scary.
scenes,
I'd be
the
so
political
fucking scared. Can you imagine
history of
you chilling in your big ass mansion? You doing all of this and all of that. You get on Google one day and they got your face on this motherfucker talking about $15 million for you. You damn, hold on, bro.
crime. $15 million. Behind the scenes, the political pressure of Washington on the Mexican government had become unsustainable. American intelligence started to weave an invisible net, intercepting encrypted communications and employing high-altitude surveillance drones. Without this massive technological support, and without the continuous tip-offs from the United States, finding the ghost would have been almost
How the fuck
impossible.
do you
The
find
final
him, though?
objective of
That's
the
crazy.
Americans was clear: capture him alive and extradite him to bury him in a maximum security prison in Colorado, exactly as had been done with El Chapo. As soon as the news of his death spreads, the CJNG literally unleashes hell. The cartel's protocol is clear: create the most total chaos to terrorize the government and paralyze the army's movements. In a few hours, over
That what they
85
supposed to
narco
do?
blockades are registered in 20 different states.
Like,
Fundamentals.
is that what he? I wonder if that's what he trained his people to do. Like, I wonder if it like anything ever happened to him. Like they was already told and instructed to fucking go crazy.
Cities like
kill people.
Guadalajara
Like, you know what I'm saying?
are completely paralyzed. Prisons are assaulted, including a violent prison break in Puerto Vallarta. Pharmacies and supermarkets are set on fire. The government finds itself forced to deploy a colossal force, over 10,000 troops in a few days, to quell the riots, in a true and proper display of military force that costs the lives of dozens of National Guard agents
Damn,
and
already?
suspected criminals. The killing of El Mencho is without a doubt a monumental blow. But the bloody history of Mexican drug trafficking teaches a harsh lesson. When you cut the head off the snake, often others are born. We already saw
that.
it in 2016 with the definitive capture of precisely Joaquin El Chapo Guzman. At the time, it was the power vacuum left by the arrest of El
That
Chapo.
shit don't do nothing. It just make it look like they doing something. You know what I'm saying? Like they don't get no fuck for real. These people, gang, like I ain't gonna lie, bro. Like.
And I have a mentorship called the Moolah Membership where I'm going to teach you how to get rich with business, YouTube, crypto, stocks, financial literacy, credit, every single way. Now, I became a millionaire by the time I was 23 years old. I'm going to teach you step by step for only $50. Click the first link in the description right now and get added to my group chat where I'm going to give you one-on-one help to make sure you get rich in 2024. Click it right now. Stop tweaking because we got very, very, very limited spots and I don't want you to miss this bag.
They know damn well they can never really, really, really stop this shit. They just want to make it look like they trying to stop it, to make people feel better about the shit. You know, at the end of the day, gang, they know for that, like it's impossible, bro. It's impossible, gang. Unless you do some crazy AI next level shit. Now, I think like 20 years from now, like 20, let's say like 2046, which is crazy to think about, but I say 20 years from now, bro, like it might be damn near impossible to get drugs to the US. But you know what they just gonna start doing? They just gonna start making drugs in the US. That's all. That ain't really gonna stop shit. They always gonna find a new way. You see what I'm saying? Because unless you could put a camera in everybody's eye and a microphone on everybody's thoughts and everybody's tongue, like you ain't never gonna know what everybody doing. You ain't never really gonna stop niggas from doing drugs, bro. You can make drugs out of fucking Tylenol and some shit you get from Target. You know what I'm saying? Like, it ain't really nothing you could ever really do for real, for real. It'll be like, you know, they just like they just want to make it seem like they doing some shit. They ain't
That allowed El Mencho and his newly born Jalisco cartel to expand like wildfire. Today, 10 years later, history risks repeating itself in reverse. The absence of an authoritarian figure like El Mencho will almost certainly trigger a ruthless war of internal succession. But now that the ghost has fallen, who will take his place at the head of the Jalisco New Generation cartel?
Man.
The answer to this question is the real nightmare of the Mexican government.
Right.
The natural blood successors, like his son Ruben, known as El Menchito, have already been neutralized for some time and extradited to maximum security prisons in the United States. This leaves the field open to his most ruthless lieutenants. On one side, there is Hugo Gonzalo Mendoza Gaitan, alias El Sapo, a brutal hitman known for having orchestrated the worst massacres of the cartel. On the other, there is the stepson of El Mencho, Juan Carlos Valencia Gonzalez, nicknamed El 03, who commands the highly feared elite assault groups of the organization. Without the authoritarian and centralizing figure of Oseguera to maintain the balance, security experts are certain that the cartel will split. The real carnage that awaits Mexico.
The cartel gonna end up splitting. It's gonna be some niggas that go with this leader, some niggas that go with that leader. It's gonna split into like 3-4 different cartels.
In the coming weeks will not only be against the forces of the state, but a fierce, ruthless, internal war between these bosses to conquer the crown and the billions of Jalisco. The fall of El Mencho is a strong symbol, but the empire built by him, made of weapons of war, ruthless control of the territory, and billions of dollars, fruit of smuggling, will not disappear overnight. We are facing a turning point for the history of Mexico and the global fight against drug trafficking. But according to you, will the death of El Mencho truly mark the end of the Jalisco cartel? Or will it only give start to an even darker and more violent chapter? If you like...
Maybe it might stop the cartel, but I think like the crazy part about it is like CJNG, like El Mencho, they say he was way crazier than El Chapo was. Because it's like you damn near gotta be for niggas to respect you. You see what I'm saying? Because the last nigga was crazy, so you gotta be even crazier to try to do. You know what I'm saying? It's I don't know, folks.
Put this bitch back like I'm double heaven. Hold up, triple deuces. Put this bitch up, we got all the juices. Hold up, speak to heaven. Eat that by my mama, demon made it. Me body chill, at least I won't buy.